Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Triple Q podcast. Woo. Your hosts today are myself, Alan.
And Min.
Hey, welcome back, boys. We're a little bit late this week, but that's just because we're back to school and we're just sorting out our scheduling issues at the moment. We just happened to get this recording session out of the way because one of my classes got canceled. So, all right. Yeah. So a slow week for Overwatch, but I think Min has a couple of stuff for that, and it's been a busy week for League once again, as we are still ramping up towards the Worlds later this fall.
Alright, so let's move on to Overwatch. Not too much to talk about. We're gonna leave the big boy league for last. Well, for Overwatch, the Gosu weeklies have come back for EU and NA. This is actually second week that's gonna come back the upcoming 19th weekly. I did participate in the NA version, and my team did get to top 8, which is nice. And the winners of the Gosu NA was LW Red, which is a Korean team.
Korea.
The Korean overlords are here, boys, whether you want it or not. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. But yeah.
Well, it is just a Gosu Weekly, so we'll have to see if Korea does better against uh the higher teams as well.
The thing is, weeklies are very important because a lot of these teams get sponsorships from weeklies.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it's good for the teams, but in terms of a larger scope of Overwatch esports, we'll still have to see if Korea can make it against some of the bigger EU and NA powerhouses.
Although you're right, it's hella scary. I feel like they can do it. They're ridiculously scary. But yeah. So the Ghost of Gamers Weekly is back. And as we talk right now, the World Cup for EU group stages is going on. And I can give you the 4 groups. Never mind, there's 6 groups. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of groups.
Yeah, EU
Okay.
has a lot of teams.
So Group A, we have Poland, Germany, Baltic, and Caspian Sea. South Africa, Ireland. Group B has Finland, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, UK. Group C has Norway, France, Ukraine, Portugal, Croatia. Group D has Sweden, Denmark, Romania, Slovakia, Turkey. Group E has Bulgaria, Israel, Italy, Russia, and Switzerland. And Group F has Czech Republic, Austria, Benelux, Spain, and Serbia. I could give a prediction about each group, but that's a lot of things.
Just quick rundown. I don't think we should do that ever again. Just naming countries. But from what I see, Group D is the group of death. Congrats to whoever takes second place in that group.
Pretty much. I can take. I believe Sweden's gonna take first, but I can't really say who's gonna take second out of that. I actually don't know who's gonna take second out of Group E either, because I know Russia's gonna get first. But then
Russia's pretty
second
strong
place
right
is gonna be like, I don't know. Group A will be something to look out for because Germany and Baltic Caspian Sea can both be contesting for their top place. Both of them have a lot of pros on their team.
Yeah.
Germany has Internet Hulk, BRX as Asura, Kratos Dizga, freaking LDLC, and Ardier and Skipjack. All these are 4 of these are pros. BRX has been in the pro scene as well. And Baltic and Caspian Sea has Valitaja, Claus, Forsaken, and Anak as the 4 notable one. Evox, which is also a very highly noted player, is also on the team as well. So these two will be 2 powerhouses for Group A. Group B is pretty easy. It's probably gonna be Finland and UK. Which takes first, I don't know, but one of those 2. Group C is Norway, or Group C, France and Norway probably.
Wait, what did you say for
Group B?
Group B?
Probably UK and Finland.
Yeah, UK and Finland. UK and Finland
Probably
be close, but
not in that order, but
I'm predicting Finland for top, possibly, and then UK right behind them.
I'm not even gonna bother with tops, but yeah, Group C, Norway and France probably. And yeah,
Group F is basically just
Spain
whatever
for
comes
sure.
out. Yeah,
Spain for sure.
whoever comes out after Spain, we'll just like, all right, there we go.
And then yeah, whoever
All
comes
right.
out after that, I don't know.
So
But yeah, that's going on right
that's the World Cup. What else
now.
is in the
And
news for Overwatch?
well, that's about it for the esports side. But I do want to question you about something. You recently did your placements, and I
Oh,
want your impressions because we did
yep.
impressions last week.
Yeah. So I did placement, not with Min and Harris this time, um, because I was gone the weekend that they were first out. So they did their placements, and where'd you guys place? Plat?
Harris got placed plat. I got placed in diamond
Yeah. So we're assuming it does take into account
last
your
season.
previous rank. Um, yeah. For me, first two games were really easy. That's just like the first. It's still finding MMR. And then after that, I joined, or Harris and Carl joined me, and first game we tied, and this next game we lost, so it wasn't looking good. But then we did win the next two games, so that was fine. So that was in the triple Q sense. So from solo queue and triple queue, it was pretty good so far. And then the next four games, disaster struck, and like I don't know. So something just went wrong with those four games. I think only two of them I would consider good games where I'm like, okay, whatever, we lost. One game I had at AFK troll or whatever. Someone called out their Roadhog, and basically at that point Roadhog's like, okay, I'm gonna stay in base and then move around so I'm not AFK, and kicked out. And I confirmed this because I saw him just ulting in the back, the statues in Ilios. So I'm like, okay, well that's a thing. It was 5v6. That's what I just didn't realize. The other game that we played, or that I played, um, I think it was I can't remember. I think it was just another case of just like having the one guy not cooperating, or having the duo not cooperating because they weren't in voice comms. I think voice comms, if you are going solo, it's one of the most important things you're gonna have. The larger the group, they're just harder to communicate, but at least have someone on your group in voice chat just in case. Um, but yeah, the duo wasn't cooperating, so I mean, Bastion on attack should say something. Or Bastion played at all, to be fair. For that, yeah, that's that. Um, Overall, I think I saw, like, I knew where I was based on the opponents and teammates I was getting. So, and I did end up plat with the 415 record. Um, I think overall it was better, but I think just because the first season placements, there was the bug where um, three of my five wins were played and won on a uh, attack map or assault map. That's the like Nepal, Ilios, and Lijiang maps. And because of that, I only got fraction of the MMR received from those because there was a bug going on where victory in those only counted for a fraction of like the other game modes. And yeah, also stopwatch, or not stopwatch. Well, yeah,
Time back,
stopwatch.
basically.
Yeah,
A little time
just
back.
draws now. So I think yeah, that was a good addition to ranked. I didn't get Eichenwald in placements though.
I hate you. I got that twice when I did placement.
Twice. I've
Yeah, and
only
one
gotten
account,
I've
not
only
on two
gotten
separates.
Eichenwald playing with Harris, and that was only one game. And that game was decided on point A capture.
Wow. Oh my god. But speaking of Eichenwald, that's a really
And
good
by
transition.
yeah, and by point A capture I meant uh no team was able to capture point A. So it was a draw.
I've never had that before. Wow. But speaking of Eichenwald, I could give a bit of further impression about Eichenwald, and I can tell you that I officially hate that map a lot. But there is some potential if they just open up some chokes.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with that map is point A.
Yep. I
Because
mean,
most of that match is played on point A.
like honestly, it's
Like,
gotten to the point where like I hate seeing a Reinhardt on defense when I'm attacking, so I tell Harris to go Junkrat to break that shield, and then I can
yeah,
hook the Reinhardt, and it's a 5v6, and then we push it if we're
yeah.
lucky and nobody gets
We were
killed.
playing and our Junkrat, I think, on Eichenwald almost single-handedly took their team down on their first attempt, and
Yeah,
then they
that'll
switched
happen.
up their team to go. But like, it's ridiculous how the meta, like how we were talking about, I think weeks before, how the meta for point A is so different compared to the rest
Yep.
of the game, not just the map itself. Because I was playing Mei and I was actually feeling useful.
Hey, May's actually
Uh,
pretty useful in
yeah, no, I'm
King's
just
Row.
saying like it made useful in certain maps, but like on that map especially, I felt like I was doing work, like way more work than I should have been feeling.
But yeah, it's like it's weird because point A and then the third point when you go back inside the castle have very similar metas where Junkrat
Yeah,
becomes extremely strong again and Reinhardt's extreme like a need, a must.
yeah, exactly.
But then in the castle phase, outside the castle phase, that becomes a more different meta where more mobility is favored rather than spamming a choke.
Yeah, it's a lot more pick heavy.
So
I see a lot of
that's a nice phase.
I see a lot of Zarya's and Roadhogs on that phase. Even Winston just to get on the back
Winston
line and
Tiva
keep
would be
pushing the.
really nice. Winston
Yeah,
Tiva Genji to get up the tower, and then
yeah,
have the rest of the three push the car as much as they can. That's a plan that's been popping up here and there.
yeah. But I'm sure the Overwatch team is conscious of Eichenwald's balancing.
Oh,
I
they
predict
definitely know.
I predict a change in the next month or so,
They
especially
know for sure.
with a lot of the pro games coming back, with Gosu Weekly coming back. They're gonna see a lot of that if it's even played because it
It's
might
been
just be
played
banned back,
once, boys, once in EU.
but we'll see.
Been like
Also,
insta
one
banned every other time.
yeah, one last point on uh, placements. I think I got spoiled by PTR because I kind of forgot that people still aren't used to the changes for this season, especially with balance changes with heroes. So it might just be that as well.
I find it weird because I never had that when I was in placements, even when I was doing with Harris and Carl.
Maybe just something that I was seeing or something. But yeah, can't really complain. I did end up in the cusp of plat. I was like 2600 something. So only 400 to go for diamond for this season.
And the climb begins.
Yeah.
But that's about it for Overwatch. It's been a really slow week.
Weird
Again,
thing though is that when I'm in solo, I'm tending to skew towards DPS because like I don't know what it is, but like the people I'm queued up with aren't doing their job as DPS, or they're trying to but just not doing it. So
you're
I'm
not
I'm
alone with
I'm
that thought.
I'm brushing off the old fare and bringing her out.
You're actually not alone with that, by the way. I've had that for the whole last season, but I just went with it because my DPS is a potato aim, so no thanks. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it for Overwatch talk. Now we have to get to the big powerhouse league.
League of Legends news, boys. So the main thing I want to talk about this week for League is the regional qualifiers. So a lot, and not by a lot, I mean every single region finished deciding who was coming into the Worlds later this year, and we can talk about that. I guess what I want, I'll organize it this way. I'm gonna do it from bottom up in terms of how we feel the ranking of the regions are going to be. Um, so I'm gonna put international wild card first. Both games or both finals were best of fives, and they reached the 5 game. Um, I don't know if you were able to catch it, but
I didn't
I was
bother
able
watching
to.
international.
Yeah, INTZ. Um, they beat out the um, trying to figure out what region they're from. The
Dark
Turkish team.
Ashes
Yeah,
is
Turkish team.
Turkish.
Dark Passage. Uh, yeah, that was a those are really well fought games, but INTZ managed to come out on top. Before this, I didn't really follow who Revolta was, but after these games, you could clearly see why Revolta is the main star of that team. His jungling just did a lot of work in those games. On the other side, Albus Nox Luna, their CIS team. Uh, these guys bring back some of the people that we've seen from before. Do you remember Kira?
It rings a bell, but not necessarily.
So
Oh, hard
Kira is
random.
what? Kira is one of those players that actually what would you say? That actually like was one of them like that's how do you say this? Yeah, hard random, and he was um a guy that people revered as like one of the stronger mid laners in the world that weren't known as much. Um, but yeah, they were on. He was on hard random. Um, he was in the All Stars last year.
Okay, that's
Now
why.
that yeah, that was the
Okay,
main um sort of exhibition of his skill.
okay,
So
that
yeah,
would make sense. Okay.
yeah. So Kira was there, and that's why people knew him. Um, the rest on uh, Albus Luna played really well against Lion Gaming as well. LAN once again does not make it to represent themselves at Worlds.
Quite a shame,
Yep.
but the best moves on.
Yeah. Before I move on, just sort of, yeah, INTZ and Albus Nox Luna. I don't know about Albus Nox Luna from what I saw, but I think INTZ can make another good Brazilian run in Worlds, same as Pain last year. They can. I think from what I've seen, I think INTZ has a better chance of showing that they're up for the challenge compared to Albus Nox Luna. That's just from the games that I saw at IWCQ. Um, yeah,
I can't really talk about those
yeah,
two
you can't
because
really say
I
anything,
don't
but
know them at all. I guess
I
I'll
think they're
see them
gonna
at
be,
Worlds.
yeah, I think they're gonna be a good representative of CBLOL.
I guess that's
Um,
something to look out for.
yeah, was it Pain last year? It was Pain, right?
Last year was Pain, yes.
Has Kaboom ever made it to Worlds?
Yes? Don't you remember the Najin?
Oh, so Kaboom was
2014?
2 years ago. Yeah,
2014, I
Kaboom
believe.
was 2 years ago. Yeah,
Was last year had Pain, yeah.
the classic old what's it called? The 1-5 Brazilian score where they managed to take down um oh wait, no, it wasn't 1-5 last year. They beat two games last year.
Last year they
Uh
were
they beat um
2-4. They beat
yeah,
CLG in Flash Wolves, no?
yeah. No, not Flash Wolves. Was
Oh,
it Flash
sorry,
Wolves?
Coup.
Yeah.
Wrong team. I just remember
So,
it being an upset.
yeah. Not quite the Alliance upset, but an upset nonetheless.
It's not Kaboom. Oh, Kaboom.
Yeah. Next, these may shift a bit because we don't really know. It's based on team at this point with the power rankings, but I'll just go in just regional rankings at this point. Um, so we'll go with the EULCS just based off MSI showing. So EULCS they have G2, H2K which qualified because G2 won, and not a Splice, and most definitely Splice made it. The favorites coming out of the regionals. What's interesting though, Unicorns of Love comes out of nowhere. They didn't have a scrim partner, and they come out swinging, beating. What were the other two teams? I
Giants
already
and
forgot.
Fnatic. Wow,
Yeah,
man.
they beat Giants first when people thought, okay, Giants they got, but like at the same time, Giants were also facing a lot of internal issues, so it was a flip recently. But before, people would be just, okay, Giants would have taken that, and then Fnatic not making it to Worlds
Their
this year.
draft is just terrible.
So
Fnatic's draft is just terrible. Oh, man.
Fnatic has to change some things. Um,
Change your draft. They'll fix half your problems.
so none of the European representatives that made the semis last year will be at Worlds this year. But Splice, I'm happy for the guys. They did eke it out at the end. The one team fight near the end against the UL match. If you watch that game, it's actually pretty exciting um, how they won that. Um, yeah. Congrats to Splice. I think this is a really good showing for EU in terms of new blood, because there is H2K and Splice this year. Wait, which H2K at Worlds last year?
Yes, I believe
Okay,
so.
never mind. But actually, yeah, H2K returning. G2 has to have a better showing with how dominant they have been of over the EULCS. No more G28 memes, please. I want a good, clean showing. H2K, we'll see how they do now that it is forgiven and not freeze. And Splice, they've already proven themselves. They've come from relegations. If they win Worlds, that's like the ultimate Cinderella story. And then we confirm Riot has scripted everything.
Follow the script. Although
So
there's one
that's
thing
that for
to
that.
note about EU. They don't have a full one seed, so
Yeah,
they're
that.
two of them
Thank
are
you,
full two.
G2. Thank you, G2, for that. You can thank G2 for that.
Yeah, man. Everyone
Uh,
needs their vacation, Kappa.
G2 can thank G2 for that. But yeah, that is important because the other first seed in turn goes to the LMS. And the LMS, surprise, surprise, Yoi Flash Wolves and AHQ.
Yeah,
Two strong teams
yeah.
coming from LMS. Um,
Expect nothing less.
yeah, it's kind of weird though, because watching the regionals, you expected J Team to come out and face AHQ in the finals, but no, Machi Esports
She
made
did,
it.
yeah.
So that was interesting to see. West Door still alive and kicking. Ziv as well. The thing with the Yoi Flash Wolves and AHQ, a lot of their team has stayed relatively the same
Hmm.
compared to the other teams on the world stage right now.
They don't really have much of a
Also,
recent change, so yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, there were some thoughts about it after last year's performance, if there would be changes or not. But I think they decided to keep keep these teams, and then it has paid off because they have made it to Worlds again. There's a funny picture out there. One of the LMS casters posted a picture. I think it was Clement Kichu. He posted a picture showing the president of Taiwan sending off both LMS teams to Worlds. So that was kind of cool. Seeing the president of a country recognizing esports, like an actual like sport to represent their region and country.
Is that McDonald's on their trace?
It's something. I don't. It's like a gift package. I don't know. It's something.
It looks like McDonald's. oh, oh man, that
Okay.
looks
Yeah.
like.
But I think LMS will have another good showing this year. These teams look solid, and they might be the Korea Slayers they were last year once again. So we'll have to see.
I would be surprised if LMS makes it to semis.
Semis, yep, they have a really
I
strong
won't be
showing for
surprised.
both. Next, since we're so close to that region now, the LPL, EDG once again, the sort of the defining team that people have been fans of LPL have been sort of cheering on to represent and be the top contender for their region. Now that OMG is not there, now that IG is not there, like the old, even World Elite, right? RNG is there too for second spot, but I think people still gravitate towards EDG to be the top dog coming out of China. They just look really strong as is. And then you also have the third seed, IMA, one of the newer teams coming in. We'll just kind of have to see where they lie and see if they can prove themselves after last year's World fiasco.
Well, I may need to win so Whites can make sure his investment was good. Because
Yeah,
Whites owns that team. So yeah. Better make that investment good. No pressure.
yeah. We'll see. This is another LGD situation in one of these teams.
Lose Group D.
Group
Oh
of
dear.
Death. Turns out LGD died.
Oh man.
Speaking of having a Group of Death with LGD, we can go to NA with TSM. TSM, I think we've been talking about it for the past 2 episodes now, but TSM is looking top of their form, strongest sort of. People have been claiming this is the strongest um, team they've had ever. Um, and for me, I think that just comparing back to the old days of the old TSM, but I think yeah, this is the strongest uh, TSM has ever been.
Definitely. It's so
Well,
much to the
with
point where my brother is saying they're gonna make the top four. So yeah. I've never heard him root for NA ever in my life, so yeah, that's a statement.
just looking from how TSM is organized and how they're playing, I think it's just evident. You have two strong shot callers now. Bjergsen's finally coming into form with how he's balancing his mechanical skill and prowess with his shot calling. I think it's one because you have double lift shot calling as well now, and these are two really experienced players in the scene, and that takes a load off him. Also, just because of how long Bjergsen has had to try and learn the shot calling form ever since Reggie left, and after that X special. Um, but yeah, and then you have really good, solid players covering Biofrost. His rookie season, doing it phenomenally well, made it to Worlds. Um, I think TSM has that effect on rookies. Just bring him in, take him to Worlds.
Oh,
um,
Turtle.
yeah, Svenskeren have another chance at Worlds after that, after his SK Gaming fiasco. Uh, and then Hanser, I think it's his first Worlds as well.
Yep.
Can't really call him a rookie because he's been in the challenger
He's
scene
been
for so
there
long.
for
I
a
think.
while, yeah.
Yeah. Was he on Gravity?
Yes, he was. But Gravity
Okay.
never made it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. But he's been around the scene. You can't really call him a rookie anymore. Um, he was given a hard time by Impact on third seed, but I don't know if that's just Impact playing out of his mind
Yes.
or Hanser having a slump and
First
sort of
one.
playing more the supportive role, which Hanser does tend to do sometimes. Um, which is why I like this TSM team so much because they can flex basically any role. Like any of them could easily be a support or a playmaker in their game. And then for CLG, second seed coming out MSI. A lot of people don't have faith in CLG this year, um, because of their spring showing, but we'll have to see how their boot camp goes. I think they can actually pick up the slack and play like they did with MSI, because this is still the same MSI lineup, and who he will get his Aurelion Soul. They know people target that, so I'm pretty sure in this boot camp they're gonna fix their initial problems. But I think CLG will have a good showing as well. They won't just go down fighting, or they won't just go down without a fight.
It better. Or Immortals literally died for nothing.
And then C9, I think they're reinvigorated. They've come back from uh, this season. Reaper has brought them back to life. Impact playing out of his mind currently.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the Jensen and Rush clips online. Jensen, there's no more pressure on him as much as back when they lost to TSM. Uh, Sneaky's still playing solid. Smoothie is getting into form even more now that he's playing. Meteos, I think he's still pretty solid as long as he doesn't tilt like the TSM game. Yeah, so I think these three seeds for NA are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Especially if COG comes back to MSI form, then this is the strongest NA showing there's ever been.
I
because
have an
these are the
asterisk beside that because
yeah
CLG is so known.
yeah. It's basically reliant on COG being the the picking up the slack on that team because we know TSM and C9 from the games we've seen recently that they are at top of their form right now. Not so sure about COG because these are the three sort of representative NA teams. When you think of NA, you think of these three teams.
Rip Immortals. I know your heart cries for them.
Always surprise me.
But
Um,
yeah, if
yeah,
I have to give
and
an MVP for playoffs, Impact definitely takes it hands
it's
down.
Impact
Like there's
for the
no competition. He's just been
yeah.
insane. So yeah, hopefully he takes that form on, and we'll actually have a contest for who's gonna be the best top laner on Worlds.
SKT Impact activated, and all those memes with it. Speaking of SKT, we finally moved to the LCK. So Rocks finally won. They are the top representative. They beat KT. SKT made it by points, so they're in there as well because Rocks won. Same situation with TSM and CLG and H2K and G2. um, and I think it is a surprise that Samsung Galaxy has made it out of Gauntlet. Would you say so?
Surprise to us. Apparently, Dan has found right script and called it.
Did he call
So
it?
yeah, he called it.
What?
He called it after the podcast recording, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, he called Samsung to win against KT. He didn't do it after the games, but yeah, that man's like stole right script and has a copy of it somewhere. I don't know how he's calling this, but yeah.
Yeah, so Samsung, they finally recovered after the Korean exodus back in 2014, and they did pretty well with their games against KT. Ambition, finally, finally making it to Worlds.
Talk about his whole career, but
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
wait a there. Kuve is actually playing much better than he
Yeah,
initially played when I first saw
Kuve,
him.
Kuve on his Kennen that game. Was it Kennen? Yeah, yeah.
You're
Kuve
you're
on his
you're testing my memory, which is a bad idea.
no. Kuve in regionals on his Kennen was ridiculous. He was getting he was playing really well on the games that they won. And my boy, Dignitas legend, Core JJ, doing work in the support. They switched him out for Wraith,
Ruler.
right?
Core JJ is the AD, and they brought in Ruler. Rafe was the
No,
support. Oh
Core
wait,
JJ is support.
support. Yeah, sorry. And then Rafe came in, which
Yeah.
is wait, no, I'm pretty sure Core
Core
JJ
JJ.
is AD. No.
No, he played AD in Dignitas. He plays support for Samsung.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah. And then Rafe came in, which was he was on SKT. He was known as Lorray when he was on HQ, and changed his name to Ice Bear. I don't know why.
I
Changed
remember
his
Ice
name
Bear.
to Casper, and then changed it. No, he changed it to Rafe, and then to Casper, and then back to Rafe again.
Yep.
This guy
He's
has
like
gone through so many damn name changes. It's ridiculous.
He's like, all right, Wraith, let's do this. And he's like, no, friendly ghost time. Friendly. Oh, no, back scary ghost. Back scary ghost. Okay, Wraith it is. And there's
Okay.
that.
He needs to make up
Yeah,
his mind,
so,
but yeah.
yeah. It's kind of fitting, too, because Samsung lost to KT 3-0 in playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're like, no, KT, it's our time this time. And they go on and be the third seed. I don't think the Samsung is by far not even close to what Samsung was
Okay,
when they
nothing
won
is close
Worlds.
to that, man. Those
Those guys were
Samsung teams
ridiculous.
are crazy.
Yeah, those guys were ridiculous, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. Not gonna be able to see Arrow score again. Even the whole KT squad. Um, but yeah, now we basically have Huhi be the Aurelian Soul representative coming into Worlds because Fly is out.
Flies out. Oh, there goes my dreams. It must be hard to be a KT fan. I don't know. I don't know what it's like, but pretty sure Monte Cristo's dying on the inside. But yeah, it should be interesting what Samsung can bring to the table.
Yep.
I really
They're
can't say
no.
what they will, but they're
Yeah.
gonna bring something to the table.
They're no third seed KT from last year, but I
They're
think they can take
they're not
a
even
game
third
or two.
seed because they take second seed.
Oh. Oh yeah, because Korea won.
Uh-huh. The
Well, that's
only
nice.
third seeds are Cloud9, Splice, Albus, Nox, Luna, and Ints.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that it for all the reach? Yes, it is.
Yep.
And groups are drawn tomorrow, which is the 10th
Yep.
of September.
Yep.
So
Tomorrow.
we'll get to
Tomorrow,
see.
11 a.m. Yeah, we can talk about that afterwards. Um, we can just go slowly, quickly through the world format. This year's Worlds $2 million prize pool. The champs get 1 million US. Second place 250,000. Third and fourth both 150,000. Fifth to eighth 75. So those are if you're in the quarters, you guaranteed make 75,000. Uh, Everything else 45,000 and 13th to 16th 25,000. Uh, Groups. I think it's round robin, best of ones. I think still. So they play everyone in their group twice.
Yep.
4 teams per group, and then everything else is best of 5 elimination bracket.
Yep.
And it will be played in the U.S. this year.
They also have how the brackets will be done. Or you can make a little graphic of it if you wanted to. They have a whole graphic of this whole pools, how many
Yeah.
people have seedings, what seedings. Yeah, so it's on their page, or it's on the LOL esports page, and they have a whole graphic about this whole Shazam.
Yeah, how you're gonna order a group stage, and there's like a bunch of rules, how there can't be the same um, team from the same region in one group. Um, what else? Yeah, it's from the pool of whatever seed they're playing at. So there's first seed, second seed, and third seed. They'll be drawing from that as well. The first seed gets priority to be in their own group, and so on and so forth. There
It'll
are
be
other cool
interesting.
stats. Yeah, there are other cool stats as well, but I don't remember them now because they were submitted like a long time ago on the subreddit. But one stat that I found, C9 has a 25% chance of facing um, SKT. Out of all the different possibilities, C9 has a 25% of impact and Reaper facing their old team. So there's that.
Oh man, that'll be funny to watch. Duke and Impact. I wonder if that's gonna be awkward. Reaper
I
and
don't know.
Coma.
I'm gonna give it to Impact if I see that happen.
Oh, if Duke's
From
gonna play how he was, anybody's gonna beat
from
him.
from what I'm seeing right now, Impact's gonna murder Duke.
Anybody's
Um,
gonna murder Duke with the way he's
yeah,
playing. But yeah, it is a month without seeing SKT, which is quite scary. Yeah.
yeah.
And the location is in the U.S., correct? For
They
this
have
round?
the World Finals Stable Center, um, but it's all over the U.S. this time, so it's not
Yeah.
just
I have
in
the
L.A.
locations here. The group stages are in Bill Graham Civic Auditorium in San Francisco, California. The quarterfinals will be in the Chicago Theater, obviously in Chicago, Illinois. Semifinals will be in the MSG, Madison Square Garden, in New York. And the final is the Staples Center, once again, in Los Angeles, California. So there's 4 big venues. especially the MSG and Staples Center. Those are huge venues.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting
And
venues.
yeah, that'll be a good venue. Crowd's always pretty pumped when it comes to MSG and Staples Center.
The one thing I am happy about is since it's in NA, no stupid scheduling where you have to wake up like ridiculously early in the morning just to catch the
I
game.
mean, it was only bad when it went to Korea
Yeah, also All
and
Stars.
China. Yeah, All
China.
Stars in
Oh
China.
god,
EU not that bad.
he is okay. Yeah,
We get to watch it a bit earlier.
it's all good. Now
5 hour
KR
difference.
has to suffer and they have to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to watch any of the, especially the group draw. You have to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning for Korean people.
Yeah, not really that exciting. Group draw.
Yeah, somebody likes RNG out there, and I
And
mean
Froggen.
random number
And Froggen.
generator. But yeah, that's the whole Shazam of Worlds. Group draws are soon,
Mm-hmm.
in 1 days, and Worlds will begin in September 29th, which is
Yep,
the
end of
end of
this month.
September. Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. That'll be right around midterm time. At least quarters are.
Quarters
And
are, yes.
semis. Depending on where your midterms are.
And if you're really late, the
Finals.
finals will be in midterms.
Yeah, so it's a month-long event because
Yep.
groups start September 29th and it will finish October 29th.
But the groups,
that is that
the
for
whole
regionals.
world will end up October 29th.
Very exciting. A lot of the regional matches were exciting to watch. Some of the highlights are the um, the HQ versus Machi. Those were good games. INTZ versus Dark Passage. That was a good game too. KT and Samsung. Very good game. Yeah. Not really much C9 IMT because IMT lost.
Salty.
But at this point, I was like, I remember what I said. I really like the top three teams from summer finals. Those seem really strong right now just because CLG is in such a slump. So hopefully they can pick it back up.
They better.
Splice and Unicorns, I think just because the Splice story and the Unicorns story of Unicorns having to fight back through the gauntlet and Splice coming back from relegations. So, but if you want to see good games, it's the HQ, INTZ, and a Samsung game. Those are good.
We just have to take this in that KT lost their world because of one smite.
Yep, essentially.
Basically. That's so heartbreaking.
1 HP, 14 HP. Junk will die.
Whoever's a KT fan is like the darkest era. It's like being a CJ fan. If they even have any fans left. CJ's gone forever.
Literally, I don't know. It's one of those things. I can't remember who had the wall flash. That's like traumatizing.
GBM.
GBM. Oh man.
The
like
Baron Wall.
The Baron Wall GBM flash. That's gonna be like Scout now, or Score, not Scout. Score. Like it's gonna be running through your head. Because the thing is, you can't do anything about that. Like you timed your smite perfectly, and it just wasn't enough.
Just heartbreaking. I'm not even a KT fan. I feel bad for them. I'm an SKT fan, man. I feel bad for KT.
All right. Other things for Worlds to look out for are matchups. Sameb, top of his class, top laner. I don't know if there's any top laner out there in the Worlds that can match him right now. Impact, maybe?
I want to go bold and say Kuve is probably going to be up there.
Oh, Kuve, yeah. Kuve, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give it Smeb, and then Kuve and Impact fighting for the second spot. Ziv has been playing out of his mind, but I don't know how that's going to fare in the Worlds scene. From what I'm seeing. Who else is there? Oh, there's also what's it called? Mouse, but he's not really the star of EDG.
That goes to
It's
clear
more
love and
so,
deft.
yeah, it's more so Clear Love and Deft.
I don't know. Top lane this year is like kind of resident sleeper. Nobody's like
Yeah.
standout.
The thing is, the meta is shifting away from the standard we've been seeing so closely now, especially with the 6.18 changes. So there will be a lot more changes in the top lane, as opposed to just Echo, Gnar, getting Plank.
Well, you don't like seeing the three things Sam over and over and over again.
I mean, I loved Mundo, Renekton, and Shyvana. Are you kidding me? And so
Oh
I just
god, that was boring.
I just want to see variety as much as possible. Next, um, this is the year of the ADC.
Yep.
Clearly, uh, we have Deft. We have Sneaky, Double Lift. Forgiven is
UCI.
there. Yeah, UZI is there. Forgiven. Um, Bang, is he still considered?
Yeah, he's been playing terribly. Yeah, he's been playing
Uh,
pretty terribly.
yeah.
Ruler,
What else is
Red.
there?
I wish Ruler kept his name to Bong. It's so funny. Damn, Ruler.
Just Bang and Bung, dude.
Man, that was so
I,
funny. Damn it.
Prey.
Praise there.
Sven. Totally forgot Sven. G2.
Yep.
Because he was world class and he showed it when he was when he was in Orion. Yeah, but like just really strong ADCs. We're gonna see how teams go for that and how these different ADC playstyles sort of fit um, into the rest of the world.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if Anne plays well again or On, because he was a
Yeah,
well-known Jinx, and Jinx is supposedly coming back to the meta. So that would have been
yeah, we'll
interesting
see.
to look out for.
But there are also other notable jinx like Double Lift and Deft. Those guys play a lot of the hyper carry roles.
It'll be interesting with what's gonna happen in ADC role.
Mm-hmm. Nothing else noticeable. Notable. Yorick is gonna be playable. I want to see at least one Yorick game at Worlds. Um, what else?
Well, I do have a feeling that we're gonna see like the most sleeper pick. York's gonna be the sleeper pick, and it's gonna be the most sleeper team that picks it up.
All right,
I,
Albus Nux Luna wins with Yorick.
oh, I do have a feeling that's going to happen.
They're
Oh
gonna beat
no!
they're gonna beat Rocks Tigers with Yorick.
Oh no! Kaboom!
Smeb's gonna lose to Yorick.
Kaboom all over again.
Oh man. One last question: will we see Corky at this year's Worlds?
Corky. Only he was in a better place.
Is he gonna get the Worlds buff once again? Probably not. Not this year.
If he does, we can confirm that this is a script.
Riot script.
Literally a script. Are you kidding me? Or it's in their code. Whenever it is September 29th or the end of September, we must buff Corky.
We must buff Corky. Not even the patch notes. The one buff that's hidden in the patch notes.
But no, Corky's not gonna be played unless something huge happens in between the patches.
Yeah, but they already released 6.18 and they already said that Worlds would be played on 6.18.
Yep. Because there's been a lot of flack about that. So yeah.
Yep. All right. It's going to be pretty exciting. So next week we are going to cover any other minor news. We might have a slow week next week. So we're going to fill it with some more Cares-On talk because if we haven't done that this week. For scheduling wise, we're going to try and see if we are able to do it weekly. At least get a proper schedule. We're sort of in a flux right now of trying to find a good spot to fit in our schedules where we could record. as you can see right now, like as we're having some sort of, or we were having issues with scheduling, which is why Harris couldn't join us today. Um, we might end up doing weekend recordings, and we might have it earlier in the week because currently our upload schedule is Friday, but we're recording on Friday, so it's going to be more so later of an upload. But we'll try and keep it weekly, at least. Once we do find a proper schedule, we'll notify so that you guys can keep up to date with that. Um, our YouTube channel has launched. Episode 3 premiered there last week. We have moved episode 1 and episode 2. Episode 3 has more detail with the video podcast because that was meant for a video release compared to the other two, which was just audio. But we moved everything from SoundCloud now to YouTube. Some of the things you'll see is just graphics to show while we're talking. Nothing big, so that you can still listen in on the podcast if that is what you want to do. Yeah, we're still thinking of streaming our stuff live when we're recording. I tried to do it with this one, but there's an error showing up, so no stream for this one. I think I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anything else from you, Min?
No, aside from Harris, since he's not here, time to do a closing remark for him again. So, on behalf of myself and Harris, I thank you all for watching, and hopefully Harris will be with us, because I'm not finding time to play Hearthstone, so I can't talk about Karazhan. So, Harris, make sure to have schedule, and let's get playing.
Yeah. School year's starting, so we're just sort of in a flux of trying to find a good spot to do the podcast because we do want to keep it weekly. Um, but yeah, like what Harris, like what not Harris, like what Min said. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you can keep up with us weekly. You can find us on youtube.com/Triple Q Podcasts, where we upload our podcasts. And if you like what you listen to, then give us a like, and subscribe to keep up to date. And hopefully, we'll see you guys next week as well.